All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see everyone up in the side chat popping in. And Alan, please get us started off right, sir.
Oh yeah, I will. Well, I had it. I was ready for this. I swear I was.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. How are you doing, sir?
I'm I'm a little tired. I just hearing stuff like we were talking about right before the show, that's just tiring altogether. But had a great weekend otherwise. The kids that you hear in that opening, um, well, uh, one of them had a baby shower on Saturday. I'm like, I'm not going to that. That's a baby shower. The only male that goes to that is the baby daddy, and that's so that the women can torture him. And then they're like, oh, well, you pretty much have to go to that because it's also a gender reveal. And I don't know, gender reveal. The same people that say that gender doesn't matter are the ones that started having gender reveal parties. So what the hell ever. And then today went to a wedding for another one of the kids that's on that opening. Got married today. So it's been slightly exhausting for me this weekend, but what I can do is tell you who the participants that I'm seeing so far. Thorzak's out there, the Tactical Fun, the Gun Hobo 62, Da Falcayu YouTube, Edward Petty, the Alaskan Ballistics, and out of all of that, there's the YouTube auditor, Go Eat a Politics.
Awesome, man. Jamie, what's happening, brother?
Been watching football all weekend. Thanks for having me, by the way. And it's kind of sad because my dogs aren't playing this weekend, but the Falcons are getting ready to get beat by the Kansas City Chiefs. So to Hillbilly and Pat in the Bunker and Gizzard Gary, yeah, man, we'll see what Kansas City does to. Yeah, Alaskan Ballistics, go Vols. Yeah, they play. That was a great football game to watch. Tennessee versus Oklahoma. Also, the Michigan USC game was absolutely great to watch. Big time fun. Uh, I mean, yeah, you just fall in love with college football all over again, don't you? So anyway, I am currently have a Stevens 5100 completely in pieces over there. I'm fixing to take the receiver all apart. I'm going to put a spring kit in it. I'm going to put a new firing pin in the right side because I've already replaced the one on the left side. So, yeah, you need to do that in pairs, right? And it's my fault because I put the left side in first. What the crap was I thinking, man?
You live and learn, man. Live and learn.
There's a lot of us that would like to fix the left.
Yeah.
Me being the band leader of that situation. Anyway, thanks for letting me hang out with you guys tonight, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Rob, what's happening, dude?
Not much. Just escaped a birthday party at a sports bar, which seemed more like a torture session to me. Disappointed with my food. Took almost an hour to get a ribeye steak sandwich, and then these bastards serve it on a freaking bun like it's the size of a biscuit. Like you can't pick that up. What are you supposed to do? Swim in it? Like just plaster it all over your face and hands? I mean, kind of shit is this? I paid good money. I should get a decent sized bun. Like I don't know. I'm irritated. So now I'm ordering dinner again. But that's why I was late. I just got home from 3 towns away, being very upset.
Well, it's because you didn't order a salad.
I should have ordered a salad. I really should have, because and maybe I would have got it in the same hour. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds like you're having some of Kingpin's luck when it comes to food.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's a ribeye, dude. You don't need a bun. You need a knife and a fork.
Well, heck,
Well,
if it did it have mayonnaise on it though?
No, and they bring a knife and fork, but the crazy part is it's in a basket on a piece of paper. So I tried like cutting around the bun, get my steak out of it and stuff, and then all the paper disintegrated and just kind of dissolved into the steak. So I couldn't even get a freaking plate. I guess I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell the world's coming to, but I walked away from a mess of a steak sandwich, just left it on the table.
Did you
That's
pay
crazy.
for it?
I did pay for it because I was at a birthday party that's I'm tied into in a way, and I didn't want to create a big ass scene. But I said on the way home, that's the only reason I didn't create a scene, because I would have bitched. Like they deserved me bitching. They honestly did.
Yeah, if that was Kingpin, that'd be a whole scene going on right there, buddy. He wouldn't care.
You're probably right.
I
Never
agree.
mess with a man's food, man. I mean, come on, it's a simple thing. Never mess with a man's food.
I agree with Alaskan Ballistics. We need more mustard and less mayonnaise.
Oh, Bald the Builder, how the heck are you?
Well, I'm in here just for a short minute, just to let everybody know I'm still alive. I've been kind of MIA the last couple of months, as I feel like there should be a video of me telling everybody what's going on, but there's just too many legal issues right now, so I'm gonna refrain from everything, and there's gonna be time and place to explain what's going on. It's just right now, I'm just gonna say I'm still alive. I'm on my way to actually meet with my son. I haven't seen him for over 2 weeks, so I'm just gonna hang out with him a little bit, have a dinner. So I just figure I'll pop in here for a second, say hello to everybody. I'm alive, and one of those Sundays I'll see you guys again, and I'll spend a little more time with you.
No, we're glad you're still hanging in there, man. Just hang tough. You'll get through it.
Yeah, I'm trying. You guys know what's going on, and things kind of, first they took a turn for the worse. Now there looks like there might be a light at the end of the tunnel. So this week there's gonna be a lot of decisions to be made, and hopefully the right ones, and then I can probably start putting my life back together.
Good deal, man. You'll get through it.
And don't forget, we only 45 days away from election.
Yep.
Get to see how crazy things really are.
It's gonna get nutty and quick.
It's definitely gonna get interesting. That's at least interesting for sure. Well, we'll see what's gonna happen. Like you guys, if you guys think like I do, then they already have a Kamala's ballots printed out.
Yeah, and they're already approving in a couple of few states illegals being able to vote, which makes no sense to me at all. But Alaskan Ballistics has got a question out there. For shit hits a fan prepping, should I save for a 50 BMG or buy 4 22 LR cans? I definitely have an answer, but let's do a Randy Rosie here. Outcast, what do you think?
I'd say go for the cans. 50's kind of hard to move. It's I think I get what you're looking at with the 50, but if you're taking out vehicles and stuff at your compound, it's just going to bring more attention. So I would stay light and mobile.
Yeah. Fly low and beat the radar.
I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna say go with the 50 because you don't need a can with the 50, man. Hell, you don't even need ears. Just shoot the bitch.
Right,
Go
right.
on, buddy.
I typically go with the with that same slogan, but I am going to go with the cans. I mean, if you're already set up to load 50, maybe, but I know you already got a couple of really big hunting guns, and so if that's just one thing, but if you're just out making runs looking for different supplies and whatnot, you're going to want to be quiet about things.
Yep.
I don't think there's a whole lot of practical applications for a regular Joe Blow and a 50 cal, to be honest, in SHTF, unless we're talking, some kind of freaking aliens invading us and they live really big ass and we need a 50 to take them out. For a regular earthly SHTF, the cans will probably provide to be a lot more useful than a 50.
Well, if you got vehicles, coming on your perimeter, things like this, 50 can come in handy. You can mount it to a vehicle as well and go mobile with it if you need to. I just wouldn't want to get stuck lugging it around the countryside. Put it
You
that
can
way.
you can take out vehicles with a bunch of other stuff. You can take out the vehicle with that's
But
like
yeah, I don't know.
I
In
don't know.
some
Yeah.
cases, there's no real good substitute unless you're talking like air support or something.
Well,
But
I understand that, but what I'm saying is you can create. I'm just saying like your regular Joe Blow. Even if you're protecting your compound, you probably have a different countermeasures to take out vehicles or whatever coming in. So it's like, yeah, maybe, but I'd still stick with the cans.
Yeah, I'd say I'd almost rather have the aliens invade than the shit we're dealing with now.
Well, you're
But
forgetting we are being invaded by aliens. It's just the aliens are from the same planet.
yeah,
By the way, did you hear that? I heard that they lowered the amount of years you need to be a legal resident before applying for the citizenship. Used to be 5 years. Supposedly, it's only 2 years now. I wonder why they did that. And that kind of blows my mind. It only takes 2 years, and then you can become a citizen. That's just plain not right.
yeah. Well, I got another one that'll piss you off even more. Arizona and Maryland both approved. Non-citizens can vote.
Yeah, that's definitely fucked up.
Yeah, tell me how that makes fucking sense.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't make sense. But you know what? Idiots, idiots voted for it. That's what they want. So
Well, that does not make any sense at all to me. That's like me going to anywhere and voting in in their country. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Now, Maryland, okay, it's really bad. The the laws that are typically made in that state. Arizona, of all places, I'm amazed that they did that.
Yeah, believe me, I even heard it. Maryland, I can understand. Arizona is kind of shocking. There'll be more states to follow, I'm sure.
So basically, the whole thing's rigged.
Yeah. Yep.
So now it's just a waiting game to see how much the public's going to take.
Pretty much.
Ship of fools is a good way to put it there, Walter. And gee, I really hope you're right. I really do, because I mean, typically they don't move that fast on anything, but I certainly hope you're absolutely correct in that statement.
It's good to see G23 out there, man. And also great to have the professional amateur on with us tonight.
Yep.
the problem is, I found out most of the regular people don't even know about all the changes and the new laws. And all the new laws are kind of everything is being passed like on down low, not exactly being advertised. And people they're just not involved with the stuff going on in this country. You know, a lot of people are just stuck on either pro-Trump or hate Trump train. A lot of I know Republicans that hate Trump, just they hate the way he speaks and the way he acts, and honestly, the guy should shut up sometimes. But people don't see bigger picture. They don't see that it's not about him. It's about what he stands for. You know, opposed to what other people stand for, like the debate. People will tell you, well, she had it all together. She answered nicely, and I'm like, yeah. Well, how about you think for a second? When did you hear her answer straightforward and coherent over the last 3.5 years when she was asked questions? And all of a sudden, she's got all the right answers, and then it turns out one of the moderator is her sorority sister and all that. Like, that doesn't strike you as interesting? People just don't, people are so gullible.
I think it's been proven at this point that ABC rigged the debate.
Oh
Yeah, but problem is, only people that actually follow this shit know it was rigged. Regular people, regular Joe Blow that watched it, all the facts that it was rigged will never get to them, or they simply don't care. You know. You have to understand. You have to understand. We are not the only ones that don't watch news. A lot of regular people don't watch news anymore either, but they still go on Facebook and Instagram, and Facebook senses the shit the way it fits them. Anyway, I got to run, guys. My kid is here, so I haven't seen him in a long time. So, love you all. Have a good night, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Hope so. See you, Val.
Have a great evening with him, Val.
So there's a bigger issue that I don't know if you guys have heard about or not. Not really out there too much, and they don't want it out there too much. But they're going up to the UN and basically trying to essentially give the UN power and eliminate the Constitution without eliminating the Constitution.
Yeah, if they really want a civil war, that's what they'll do.
Yep. But that's happening at this moment. They're in the process of trying to get that to happen.
Yeah, I saw a YouTube video where they were talking about the UN wants complete control of America. There's Alaskan Ballistics. Hey, buddy.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's happening, bud?
Oh, just try to enjoy some new suppressors I got.
Nice.
So
yeah, I've been hunting moose up the mountain with suppressors, and of course I can't see them. They don't come out when I have suppressors. Trying to test these new things out for the companies, and moose won't even come and help me.
Dang moose.
Yeah, for you it's a video. For them it's life and death, brother.
Moose or the companies? Both.
Yep.
The moose.
Well, you got to come carry it out on your back for me. I'm just going to let you know.
Oh, no, I ain't doing that.
I heard that.
I hunt in Georgia in a cow pasture, brother. I get one on the ground. I go get the truck and drive it up there to it.
If I put a moose in the back of the truck, it would exceed the truck's weight limit.
That's all right, man. We got a tractor. We can pull it where we need it, and then we'll dissect that sucker.
Oh yeah. If you killed a moose by yourself and you carry it out 100 pounds of meat and antlers, and if you tan the hide and that kind of thing, it's 9 trips at 100 pounds.
Wow.
That's with all its guts on the ground and a gut pile and deboning half the meat. Hey, brother, you can't be in here. Thank you.
And fighting off the local bears.
Oh, yeah. And I've seen several of those around, too. But once I go to hunt them, they're not there.
You seeing plenty of signs for them? No, you're good. You seeing plenty of signs for them now?
Yeah. The bear sign's starting to dwindle down a little bit. For a while there was a new set of bear poop every 20 yards on the trails, and I was just walking them. I did actually see some of the bears that were causing it the other night. I saw a brown colored bear with 3 cubs. It might have been a cinnamon black bear. It was just right at dark and I couldn't tell, but I didn't see the noticeable hump that grizzlies have. And she was kind of small. So I'm thinking it was a actual cinnamon colored black bear species, but brown colored because they have different colors, just like you and I have different colors, right? And yeah, so but the thing is, when you have a cinnamon black bear and they have cubs, generally the cubs don't get that recessive gene, right? Or don't get it very often. And all 3 of them were very large cubs and brown haired, almost blonde. And so I'm thinking maybe it was just a really young teenage pregnant brown bear, but I couldn't really tell. So obviously I couldn't shoot it. But it was right at last legal shooting light. I threw the rifle up on it, and then here come the cubs. I'm like, crap. So.
Yep.
So what'd you decide, the 50 or 4 cans?
Oh, probably the 50. Probably both just in time. But probably doing the 50. I already bought ammo for it. But I need a can. I need another 22 can. I've got like 5 threaded 22s and only 1 can. That's a problem.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible when math doesn't add up, right?
I can't even do math that high. No, I've got a Tippmann, a 1022, and a Smith & Wesson Victory, and I got a Savage Mark II. And then I have 2 threaded rifles for my kids when they're old enough, which is the CZ 457 and Savage, the Savage Rascal. That this is the laminated pink stock for the girl, and threaded barrel on it. So I literally have 5 22s without a can, and then I have a Savage Mark II has my current Rebel can on it, which is a great sounding can, and really it was really cheap, but it's not great for sustained semi-automatic fire. So I put it on my Savage Mark II, and that thing is super quiet. Don't need hearing protection. Hundreds of rounds are good.
Yeah, sounds like you're set up pretty good, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm probably selling my 300 Win Mag though. I just can't get the thing to be accurate. So Weatherby Vanguard First Light, and I just glass bedded the receiver and the chamber area of the barrel. It's a very lightweight barrel, and it's 28 inches long. So you're fighting barrel whip no matter what at that point, right? So I'm probably going to get rid of that, but that would be my anti-engine gun or anti-car gun, because I got a few rounds, let's just call it a few rounds of M80A1 steel tipped ball projectile they got now. I got a few rounds of those loaded up with the last of the Reloader 17. That was probably in the whole state of Alaska. And it's going 37.82. It won't go through level 4 armor, but it puts a softball size plate deformation in the back face deformation.
So busting engine blocks is not really that hard, guys. They're not as thick as you think, and they're cast iron. So buy yourself a couple of 2 or 3 of those cast iron skillets down at your Walmart. Take them out and hang them on a tree, and see what's the lightest weapon you own that'll actually penetrate that skillet. I think you'll be surprised.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but it's not just the engine block per se. The steel in the pulleys is a lot harder than it is in the actual block. And then you have the radiator to go through, which is a tough fairly tough thing. Yeah, one bullet will make it through, but what's left of the bullet when you get through it? So, I mean, obviously, if you're shooting at an engine block, crap has really hit the fan, because if you really want to stop cars, you shoot for tires or drivers, right? But I'm just saying, I would like the ability to penetrate something that needs to be penetrated. Now, I already got kids, so I've already done that part.
Radiators are really nothing. They're thin aluminum. They'll probably damage a bullet for sure, but as far as the hardness, that's like nothing. You know what I mean? As far as that is a radiator. The pulleys, you're right. Cast iron is brittle, but not all engines are made out of cast iron. In general, they are, but cast iron is actually very brittle, so it doesn't take a whole lot to damage cast iron.
A lot of them are aluminum alloy heads and stuff now, right? It's just aluminum and steel.
Yeah. There's, different, hardnesses or whatever. Yeah, different alloys. And racing engines can be, made out of different materials as well. So, or sections of them. So, but it all depends on what you're doing. In general, the basic cheap engines are pretty much cast iron blocks, like Jamie's saying. So, but yeah, it's I guess depending on where you shoot, you probably don't need a lot to damage an engine, as in general. So, or at least the long-term function of it. It may not stop immediately, but it wouldn't take too much, definitely, to get it to stop following you or something like that. I don't know the situation exactly, but
yeah, I'm just thinking.
Obviously, driver's better, but tires are optional. High speed, fine control, that's one thing, but you can drive the wheels off a car. It's not recommended, but it can definitely be done.
Right. So, this being an interesting conversation, I actually have my best friend is a cop in Fairburn, Georgia, and I won't mention his name or anything like that, but he was at a checkpoint, and it was a 4-lane highway. They were doing a checkpoint on his side of the highway with one lane closed, so everybody had to go through one lane, right? And all of a sudden, he's standing in the middle of that one lane. His cop car is blocking the other lane. And all of a sudden, this guy gets out of the line and tries to just gun it right through him. And my buddy drew his gun and got one shot off before, he didn't have time to get out of the way. He drew his gun and was, circling, sidestepping. He aimed center mass of driver. And he was carrying a Glock 21, Scotsman's favorite weapon. And they were using, I want to say they were using Spear Gold Dot at the time. 200 grain plus P. Not the 230 grain stuff. And it was a Chrysler 300. And that has an unusually large hump in the dash right there. And so you had the glass, you had that large polymer plastic hump, the hard steering wheel. The bullet ended up shattering inside the guy's hand on the steering wheel. Made him jerk the car, he drove into my buddy's cop car instead of running over my buddy. So you couldn't ask for a more perfect shot, but of course he just aimed center mass of driver. And, so something to think about is like all that stuff in the car is tearing a bullet up. And while it may not be body armor and break a bullet apart in 2 inches, it is still tearing a bullet up. And it's better to overkill than it is to underkill. And that's the situation he was in. It saved his life. The guy was so high on crack, all right, that when the other cop got over there, he goes, "Man, what'd you hit me with, the taser?" And the other cop was with my buddy. He goes, "No, man, you just got shot by a bullet." A bullet! I'm gonna die! Look at your hand. I'm gonna die. The guy was just so high on crack he didn't even know what happened.
Yep.
So that's the only shooting the driver story I have. I'm sorry, and I had to insert that there.
Yeah, he said that it was a Chrysler 300. It was either that or it was going to be, a Charger. One of the two.
Something like that.
Yeah, because the guy that owns a Challenger ain't going to act like that, is he?
Nope. Hey, you guys know anything about the Great Lakes Firearms 300 Win Mag? It's like an actual affordable AR-10 expanded receiver for a 300 Rim Mag. Have y'all shot anything like that? It's like retails MSRP for like $12.49, and I've been seeing them on the shelf here for like $10.79. They also have in 30-06, 270, and 7mm Rim Mag. And it's only 5-round magazines, but heck, 5 rounds of 300 Win Mag and a semi-auto platform with my M80A1 load would devastate a Mack truck.
Yeah, I haven't seen those.
Me either.
Yeah, I encourage y'all to look it up. It's Great Lakes Firearms. I would say, having held them in my hand, they're at least the quality. They're probably better quality than the lower end PSAs, and at least the quality of Aero Precision. But yeah, it's unlike getting one of those Nemos that's $5,000, or the Valcor that's like $6,000 for a 300 Win Mag AR-15 or AR-10 that they shorten the barrel to 22 inches, which at that point you might as well just shoot a 308 or 30-06 if you're having a 22-inch barrel 300 Win Mag. But this one's 24 inches and then the muzzle brake, so it's a proper barrel length. So I didn't know if any of y'all had picked it up. I'd say they're at least the same quality as Aero Precision, maybe a little higher.
Yeah, but we don't sell firearms. We just talk about them. Anything we're talking about on here is stuff that we are either dreaming about getting for ourselves, or they're our stuff that is not for sale. Let me say this about that. If I'm telling you about one of my firearms, you're not getting it. It's mine. You can't buy it. Period. Point blank. It's mine. It's not for sale. Right, guys?
Yep.
That's correct.
Yeah, 100%. Even if I hold something up, I'm holding it because I purchased it and it's something that I've tried and something that I've worked with or whatever. I'm going to tell you, yeah, this thing's good. It's fine. It's a hunk of crap. That way you can make your own decisions. I'm just not trying to sell you anything. I'm just telling you what I think of it. I could be holding up a keychain, for goodness sake. And for some reason, YouTube thinks that we're trying to sell stuff. I don't get it.
Daniel's so funny. No, I'll tell you what I like. Y'all gotta make your own decisions.
Jamie, you got any 350 Legend subsonic rounds?
No, I do not own a can, and at the current state of affairs, I will not own a can. I feel like I pay enough in taxes, and I don't see the point of paying $200 for something that the rest of the world deems a necessity.
Agreed.
Would I like to have one? Yeah, I would love to have a can. And my 350 Legend is the AR platform, and it is threaded, and it's 18-inch barrel, and a can that would not be too long would actually look really good on there and be very functional. But no, I'm not willing to pay $200 for the right to own a can and then buy a can for another $500 to $1,500. I'm too cheap for that crap, man. I just am.
I gotcha. I figure I'll buy the can and pay the taxes, so that way I'm on the list first, and they come after me first before they come after you.
Well, I kind of feel like, and not that I know or that I've done anything like that or not or anything. I'm speaking primarily out of ignorance, but I was sharing with them on Hillbilly Show last night that, a can probably would be like your reloads. You could probably make one better and cheaper than what you can buy one for.
Yeah, if you got some welding and machining experience, sure.
Yep.
And you can actually, so for a while there, people were Form 1ing cans that you could make. And the reason why is it was coming back in like less than a month with the E-forms. And if you were buying a can, it was 9 to 12 or 14 months, right? Well, now that the wait time is down so low, like my last can, which was sent to me by a company to test, and sitting right over here, I've been moose hunting with it all weekend. And it's an 8.2-inch can on an 18-inch 308. So it was kind of it's kind of long. I'll go with that. But man, I got the approval in 36 hours.
Wow.
Monday night, I went and did the paperwork about 5 o'clock. 5 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday, I had an approval.
Wow.
Which, with the E-forms, they go ahead and email you the approval. So, I mean, I'm squeaky clean. It took Chook from Chook's Outdoor Adventures, my brother or sister channel, depending on how you look at them. It took him 5 months still. But I'm squeaky clean, so what can I say?
Yeah, I've heard that, I heard the wait times have gone down quite a bit. Some people were getting them fast, and other people were still having to wait quite a while. Like someone we know.
If you're doing a trust, it's still 4 to 5 months. If you're just doing an individual. Of course, you can transfer individuals ones to a trust, but you got to pay another $200 tax stamp. The trust does anyway. So I'll probably end up doing that at some point anyway, but I figured it's, with this company giving me a can to test, I better get it as soon as possible and not put it in a trust at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dang fast, man. 36 hours.
Yeah. My last one, the one before that, I bought a hybrid 46 from Silencer Co. And I enjoy it. It's nice. I've got it on a 6.5 need more. And I got that in 72 hours. Less than 72 hours, like 64 or something like that. Again, I put in all the final paperwork was in Monday night. And the can was there Thursday morning. The approval was there.
Wow.
So, yep.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Now that I'm on this kick, I want to go buy all my 22 cans and at least one 5.56 can, if not two. But yeah, that's a lot of money because you go look at a 22 can, and I think my local shop has the what is it? The Silencer Co. Sparrow. Yeah, the Sparrow. Pretty good can. I think they have it for my local shop has it for like $244.99, which is like cheaper than any place I can find it online, right? And it's hard not to go buy 4 of them right now, because of the way they're coming back so quickly. But yeah, no, my Savage Mark II with my Rebel can on it, deathly silent. I could shoot it in my basement and you wouldn't know it in the on the floor above. And not that I do that. I don't do that. That's not safe. I'm just saying I could.
So, Josie, the 350 Legend is popular because you can put it on the AR platform. That's why a lot of people like the round.
I would also add to that it was developed for states that people want to hunt with a 30 caliber, but they have to do a straight wall, or a 35 caliber. They have to do a straight wall cartridge for whitetail, like Indiana and Illinois, northern Illinois, and places like that, Iowa, where there is no rifle hunting allowed because the land is so flat. The bullet will go for a long, long ways before it hits the ground. So I would just like to say that's what the 350 Legend was designed for. It has, a really, really good drop compared to a 30-30 as well. And recoils like a 243, they say. I don't know if that's true or not. Jamie, is that true?
It's not bad, but it's more than what you would expect. But then again, mine's the AR platform, so I wonder how much of it is actual recoil and how much of it is actually the action working back and forth, because AR platform is a violent entity. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, I've shot Jamie's, and to me, it's more of a push than anything else.
It shoots sweet, man. It really does. But my problem with it is that I can't run my hand loads and my cast bullets through there because I have to seat the bullets so low in the case that the cartridge overall length is so short that it won't work in the action. So I've got to take that gun apart, and I'm going to it's standard M4 feed ramps. So that little triangle of material in between the 2 slots that actually feed a 5.56 up into the chamber, that middle piece has got to go. So I'll get a Dremel and very carefully remove that material, and hopefully it'll feed. And I also am looking for another platform for 350 Legend. I can't decide on I tell you what I really want is I want Thompson Center to get the Encore Pro Hunters out in 350 Legend. That way I can buy other barrels and shoot more fun stuff like that in the single shot platform. And one of the reasons I want that is because of their reputation for accuracy. Does that make any sense?
No, that makes a lot of sense. Snow would be great in that platform for that. The old Remington 760 Police. They used to have that pump action that took AR-15 magazines. That would be neat and fun in 350 Legend.
Yeah, it would. But you're talking about a gun from one era and a cartridge from another era.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd have to have some gunsmithing work done on that, or do it yourself and get a.
So I had a viewer who lives up here temporarily and then goes back to the lower 48. And he's like, let's go shoot this. He swears he built off a Remington 7600 a pump action 4570. And I'm like, I'm all prepared to do it. And then he said he blew it up.
Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. I'm just glad I didn't go make a video of it blowing up on me.
I'm glad you didn't shoot it before it blew up.
Yeah. Well, I would have brought the light 4570 loads. I think he ended up like putting something heavy in it and some buffalo bore or some hand load that's, nuclear powered 430 grain at 2,400 feet per second. And it blew up.
Wow.
He's the
Yeah,
one
it's not
always
fun
telling
when
me to
stuff
get
blows up.
What's that?
Never good when stuff blows up in front of you.
Nope. It is never good. I've only had it happen once to your favorite pistol.
That's probably why it blew up, because it's a piece of crap.
So the story is, though, it was a 40 Smith & Wesson. When 40 Smith & Wesson first came out, they were loading it a little hotter. Most people were, right? It was, getting 450, 500 foot-pounds easily, with some loads getting up in the 525 range, right? And so they were they were loading it to like the lightest 10 millimeter standards, right? And then they realized the pressure was bad. Well, the story I was told by the gunsmith at Moss Pawn Shop in Georgia, and everybody knows who's associated with Moss Pawn Shop, but story, he had a Springfield XDM blow up, and my other buddy had a Beretta 96 blow up, all of them with Federal Hydroshock 180 grains. Apparently, according to this gunsmith, I'm not mentioning the names or anything, this gunsmith, who I think has forgotten more about guns than all five of us combined, he was telling me that there was a spill of ammonia right beneath, like cleaning ammonia at night, the janitor, right beneath barrels of 40 Smith & Wesson nickel brass that stuff was loaded into. And that ammonia, the brass just soaked up that ammonia and got weak. And they had a lot of guns blow up with 40s because of that. It was always with Federal Hydroshock 180 grain. And so I don't know how true that story is. It's tertiary information at this point, right? But it would make a lot of sense.
For you guys that reload 40 Smith & Wesson, what they refer to as the Glock smile is a real thing.
Yeah, just don't shoot blocks. It makes it easy. Shoot real guns. Shoot real guns. Shoot CZs and shoot Smith & Wessons.
I'll tell you what, I do love my Glocks, but all of my 40 Smith & Wessons are in SIG or Smith & Wesson.
I seen a short that Chuk put out shooting his Glock, and it jammed, and he blamed SIG for it.
I saw that too, and it was I think he's just trying to say something dumb to get famous. But yeah,
He was probably
you can also see him riding the slide release up. So his thumb is like actually riding the slide release up in between rounds. And when you do that, the gun doesn't go back far enough, and it's going to not necessarily eject that round. That jam that he had was all himself.
Yeah, I thought it was amusing, though. I found it funny.
Oh, don't give in to it. Don't make him famous. I give Chuk a hard time only because he cancels our hunting trips to go over to Asia to look through the brothels for a wife. So look through the one ads. Twice he's been to like the Philippines, twice to Vietnam, once to Japan. I'm like, how are you affording this? Like, housing in Anchorage is expensive. Like, he's going to meet these women and that he meets online. And every time before he goes, he says, "This one's the one. She's the one." And then when he comes back, no, I didn't like her feet. Her feet were weird shaped, or her smile wasn't great, or she wants kids. I'm like, yeah, you're marrying a foreign woman. Of course they want kids.
Well, yeah. If you're going with an Asian woman, most of them usually all want kids, and they're damn good at popping them out too. So,
Yeah.
Does he plan on bringing this lady back to the U.S.?
I think this one is the latest one. He hasn't actually broken it off with yet. So, yeah, I think he is going to try to bring her back to the U.S. And I think this one is Vietnamese too. So she knows she's a communist spy. So
Probably gonna backfire. From what I hear, when we bring them back, all the girls around here start talking to them, and then the next thing you know, they're filing for divorce. They want half of everything and everything you're ever gonna get, and all that type of stuff. So,
Oh, well, that's in the plan from the get-go. She had to
yes,
quit her job at the
marry them and stay over
quit
there.
her
It's
job as
okay,
a bar girl in order to come over. So,
but you end up turning into being basically just a walking ATM from what they say. So, where the family's having a party and you're paying for it and all that type of stuff. So,
See, they can
I don't think it's all it's cracked up to be. That's all I'm saying.
They can marry an American guy and get in the country. Then they have kids here. Then they can stay because their kids are American citizens.
that is correct. And I've been trying to tell Chuk this. I've been trying to tell him. He won't listen. So I'm just sorry. I've totally derailed the chat with this comment here. But yeah, we were talking about Glocks jamming.
Some guys got to learn the hard way. I mean, yeah, anything easy is usually a problem.
Usually.
Yeah, if they're pretty eager to come here, then they're pretty eager for a reason, and it's probably not for Chuk.
Yeah, I mean, I met a girl here. If I can meet a girl here in Alaska who's good looking and wants to have a family with everything I wanted, if I can do it, then Chuk can do it. So I'm an ugly motherfucker. So excuse my language, but I'm ugly as I can be. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Well, I've never seen an attractive horse, but you look like the front end of the horse. He looks like the back end of the horse.
Yeah, you
That's
make
a god awful horse. That is a god awful horse. Something's wrong with that horse.
So
someone call the vet.
So what's Ozzy talking about out here? The 10mm Underwood Extreme Defender at 1,700.
Oh, that's a fun round. That is a fun round. That thing will go through anything too. So I've only seen a few level 3A panels that will stop it. But you put in a 6.5-inch KKM barrel Model 40, and that thing will fly at about 1820. It goes about 1950 with the 9-inch Lone Wolf barrel in it. Something like that. I can't remember exactly. They also make a 100-grain Extreme Defender, and that thing goes like 2,100 feet per second in that 9-inch barrel. Now you talk about the bulge on the casings from a Glock. Man, it's worse on the CMMG Banshee. It's worse. Like the bulge in the casings is just, I don't even see the bulge on my Glock half the time. But the CMMG Banshee, if you shoot really heavy loads like that in it, it'll have some bulge in the casing. But I guess bulge is why I got a girl and Chuk didn't. So sorry, is that too far for a family show?
When has this ever been a family show?
Oh yeah, my bad.
It's cleaner than the joke I had, so I think you're good.
Okay. Now I got to hear it.
I do have a question though. I mean, Alaskan, I know you're an educator. Question is if you're a special ed teacher and one of your students shows up late, is it okay to call them tardy?
That's a good one.
And if it is, what do you call them on the second day they're late?
Oh man, a couple of years ago, Like the education system's messed up, and I'm working in it. I know it's messed up. I know it's horrible. I'm doing the best I can, right? And that's a great joke, Alan. By the way, um, like I could never share that at school without getting fired. But yeah, I like it. Anyway, like so a couple of years ago, we have this thing in school called What I Need or When, and we take kids out and we put them to their reading levels, no matter what grade they're in, and you try to get them caught up, right? Because they won't fail your damn ass for not being able to read in the first grade. They just will pass you on, right? So we have this thing to catch them up, right? And well, I get stuck with one of these groups, and I'm a PE teacher. I don't know how to teach how to read or anything like that. I know how to teach you how to throw a ball, right? And so, anyway, I get stuck with one of these groups, and we didn't have a music teacher that year. And as you all know, I'm pretty musical, so I asked if I could teach music theory, right? And so I get to teach this group of kids. Now, this is a group of kids that all are way high. Like, they're not going to give the PE teacher the dumb kids who need to learn how to read. They're going to give me the kids that already know how to read, right? And so I get to teach this whole group music theory, and they did not know that retard is actually a musical term. And that's where it comes from. And I was sitting here and I go, yeah, and this is a retard. And they all go, what, Mr. Boss? Because to them, it's a cuss word these days. Like, we grew up, that was just a regular thing, right? But to them, these days, it's like the same as the F word, right? It's like dropping an F-bomb, right? So, yeah, they did not know that was a musical term. And I go, yep, that's a retard. I said, I did not say retard. I said a retard with an R-I. But yeah, that's what it means, to slow down. That's what it means. And these kids were like dumbfounded.
Okay.
Like, oh my gosh, you're cussing. I'm like, every cuss word actually came from somewhere where it had an actual meaning. I mean, it's called the etymology. You can go look up etymology of different words. All right. The history of a word. And that's, they're like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. Every cuss word has a meaning. And, that and faggot are essentially musical terms.
Yep.
I always related to.
We're just over halfway, so we'll have Alan. If you want to go through the side chat, and then we'll get to Rob's joke because I want to hear Rob's joke now too.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah. Right now, according to the YouTube participants list, Josie Wells, Ozzy Osbourne, the Great Rich White. We've got chessboard out there. A Thorzak's is still out there. G23. The only Pops Quest was out there. Not sure if he's still around. Might be. Yeah, lots of good people out there. Razor JB.
So, 1975, Alaskan. I'm in junior high, in the band. We're getting ready for a concert festival, and you know how strenuous that can be in those circles.
Mm-hmm.
Our middle school band director, in frustration, throws his baton on the ground and says, "Damn it, bunch of retards can't play a retard." I swear.
All right, Rob, what's your joke, man? Let's hear it.
Oh, well, I was gonna make a comment that I always related retard is to like advanced and retarding a distributor. So auto, is where I always initially thought it came from. I didn't realize it was from music. So the joke won't be funny now because we're way past and it doesn't fit or make sense. But it was relating to him being hung like a moose. He's got the moose antlers behind him during his show and all this stuff. Plus, I honestly think he bribed his wife to show up before it was his wife. and then he just didn't let her leave.
Well, I mean, how do you think he got her in the first place? And he kind of bribed her with that, I guess.
It's something. Yeah, that because I don't know. I mean, from what I heard, Alaska's not full of models, and well, I'll just leave it at that.
I had to do what I had to do.
Hawk tied her up in the whole 9 yards.
That's right. Jamie, I got being a teacher, I have a similar story. I have, I taught history for a little while, and I did get the classic, Magellan being the first one to circumnavigate the earth, but the kid couldn't remember circumnavigate, so he wrote down circumcise. I got the classic, Magellan. That's an old joke that, he was the first to circumcise the world with a 100-foot clipper. But, I literally got that one on the paper. I'm like, I might just give him credit for being ballsy enough to write it down.
Yeah, like priceless. Yeah.
Well, Ozzy, we're not 100% sure it started off as kidnapping. I mean, there's rumors about her mysteriously winning a free trip to Alaska, all expenses paid, and getting stuck at his place. So I initially it probably didn't start that way.
Okay, I'll say this about your comment, Rob. I work in a school system. The prettiest lady in all of the school system is, and I'm in Georgia, is from Alaska. And
Yeah, she ran for her life.
They say the women up here have a say, because it is like 10-1 dudes up here, or it was. It's not now, but it was like 10-1 dudes here, and so and there are still I've met teachers that just come up here to teach, hoping they'll meet their man. Right? I've literally had one say, "Oh, I'm moving away from Alaska. I haven't met my man yet." I'm like, okay, and the girls have a saying up here. The odds are good, but the goods are odd.
yeah, most folks think that people move to Alaska to run away from something.
Hey, that's true, though. I have met several people with my same story. Oh, went through a divorce I didn't want, and I ran away to Alaska. Yeah, there's a bunch of people up here that did that. And everybody was telling me, oh, you're just running from your problems. Your problems are going to follow you. She didn't.
Well, if she's a Georgia girl, I understand why. She's going to freeze to death all winter.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. She is a Georgia girl, unfortunately. So, yeah, Ozzy Osbourne is exactly like that. It's more like that, baby, it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. Sorry, I can't sing. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I gotta help my wife do something. So,
all right, man. Appreciate you jumping in. Good having you on.
All right, it's good to see y'all again.
See you.
I'll come over to my chat anytime y'all are available on Tuesday night now.
Take it easy, man.
See you.
Thank you.
All right, he's gone. Now we can talk about him.
She was probably trying to escape.
Yeah, he had to go put her handcuffs back on.
Yeah, you heard some noises in the back.
No, Alaskan Ballistics was one of the first channels that I spoke with back and forth. when I started YouTube, and because I was actually just watching his content. And one of the first ones that I watched and used to just watch his content. So great guy, stupid knowledgeable on ballistics and a bunch of other things. Smart guy. Hopefully one day I'll be able to go up and take advantage of the standing offer I have with him.
Yep. Yep. It'd be good to get up there one day.
That would be fun. So, do y'all know Tuco the Rat?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his things. I don't watch them all the time, but I've seen a few things from him before. Yeah.
I made my first comment on one of his videos yesterday, and he actually responded like within 5 minutes. I'm like, dang, dude, why are you not out shooting all those Colt Single Action Army clones you got instead of waiting around for somebody to make a comment on a video and answering it right back?
What was the video about?
It was about the new Pieta Great Western 2 Grand Californian. Pretty much it's already slicked up version of the Great Western 2, and lots of detailed scroll work on it as well. Of course, that's all I'm really willing to say. I don't want to come across as trying to sell it. So, but Tuco is the guy that does the. He can do 3 or 4 shots, fanning it like that with his fingers and stuff.
Yeah.
My puppy dog's lonesome. I need to go put him outside.
So, Rob, did you figure out what you're going to feed your belly with? Or you already eaten?
Yeah. I ate a dozen garlic parmesan wings from a place not too far from here. So they were okay, but edible, no problems. No miniature, I don't know, bun. Not that there was a bun with chicken wings, but you know what I mean. It's what you would expect it to be. So it worked.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Kind of shocked at that other place. Still upset about that. I mean, the bun's literally like the quarter the size of the sandwich. I mean, what the hell is that? It's like a steak sandwich on a slider bun or something. Like, what, who does that? Cheap bastards.
Yeah, you'll probably be pissed off for a couple of days about it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Had to go out, clean the range up yesterday. Due to some storms and stuff, had some trees come down. Thankfully, nothing too big. And I think I ended up moving like 5 trees from the range and 2 from the road. So that was a bit of work, unexpected in a sense. They knew there might be some problems, but I didn't expect it to be that much. So it's amazing what can happen in a couple weeks.
Right. Yeah, we've had a few storms out this way. There was one, I don't know, probably about a month and a half ago. Knocked out the power for almost a week. But the weird thing is in the woods behind me, there was a whole bunch of trees in the middle of the woods that got taken out, but nothing else was touched. Just in the middle of the woods.
It's kind of strange how that happens sometimes.
Yeah, there's some big trees back there, so it was a pretty good storm.
You kind of wonder if a couple were maybe weak or something, the wind caught them, and then they landed on others, which was enough during a storm to drop those two, and then you get like a chain reaction. I don't know. But
Yep. Yeah, easy to happen when it's deep in the woods, for sure.
yeah. So looking forward to getting back out. I would have been out today, but dragged to this stupid ass party to get ripped off and disappointed with a sandwich. You can tell I really wanted to go.
Right. Yeah, I can tell you had a good time too.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Well, the person that's birthday it was, they're cool. So it's just the rest of that family is questionable. So
I haven't seen anything on that. So when you were out at the range, did you do any shooting once you done some cleanup or no?
no, I did bring some stuff, but basically we got so sidetracked in the cleaning up that we didn't end up setting up, and it was already technically late in the day too. So we ended up just walking around, clearing other trails and paths. So basically made the day out of it. Not the day, but our trip out of it. So
Right.
it got morphed into just a cleanup day basically. So I'm still all loaded, ready to go. Just was hoping, like I said, to go today, but that got kind of thrown off. So yeah, I love when people make plans for you. You know, you don't even hear about them until the day it's supposed to happen and stuff like that. It's not like you get a lot of days off nowadays. You know, you might want some say in what the hell you do, but I guess it don't always work that way.
Yep. Well, at least you went out, you got it all cleaned up now, and you're good to go. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would have been disappointing if I only had an hour or two, got up there, and I couldn't even get close to it because of the down trees and everything. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could hike in, but it's hiking steel targets and whatnot. I'd prefer not to if I don't have to.
Yep.
And I still got to kind of hike them in and uphill, like, because the road only gets you so far. So, and that's a couple miles in at that point. So I don't know. Yeah, it was an adventure. Wasn't what I expected, but yeah, I'm definitely thrilled that now I can just run out and make a quick thing out of it. Not have any unexpected problems. Hopefully.
Right. I got Josie out there saying bow season opens up for youth season in a couple weeks. That's awesome. Good deal.
Okay, Rob.
Yep.
This is what I experience. Okay, we've got to go to such and such baby shower, which I don't do baby shower, birthday party, blah, blah, blah. Well, why are you just now telling me? We got to be there in what, 2 hours, hour and a half? Yeah. She said, I told you this 3 weeks ago. And duh, how do you expect a man to remember something like that 3 weeks ago, even if you did actually tell the guy this? Why do you think we would remember something like that?
Yeah.
Well,
And
she did
telling
tell
us
you. She
about,
did tell you, but she told you after about 40 minutes of babbling on about what it was like to get gas into the car earlier. And so by that point, we're done, stopped listening.
well, when did being
And
told something's going on automatically include me taking part of it, though? That's the part, I hear about all types of things going on that's great for them. Congratulations. I hope you have a good time, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's got anything to do with me. So,
Yeah. It's like poor planning on your part does not necessitate an emergency on mine.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I was like that one. I told you 3 weeks ago, or I told you 2 weeks ago. Dude, I can barely remember yesterday half the time.
Yeah.
You want me to remember? You want me to remember 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I can't remember what you cooked for supper last night. And that's a fact. Jack.
see that one there is a double-edged sword, though. If it was really, really good and you say I didn't remember what you cooked, you may not get it again. But if it was horrible and you're like, yeah, I don't want to remember what the hell she cooked 2 nights ago, and say that, she'll probably make it again and eat it again. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
See, the thing with writing it on the calendar is that means you got to look at the calendar. And who looks at calendars? I mean, unless you got like the Dylan calendar, but then you have something like that, they get pissed off because you have a Dylan calendar. So,
Okay.
Writing things on calendars can come back in different relationships and bite you in the ass when people are snooping through some of your old stuff. So be careful with that.
All right, this is the thing, guys. You want to know the secret of making a woman happy?
put something over our mouth.
No. The secret to
It's only about 3.5, 4 inches long, and it's made of plastic.
No, I wouldn't go there, but it's been my experience that for a woman to be happy, you've got to be able to read her mind and do what she wants you to do before she has to ask you to do it. Because at that point, it's too dang late.
Yeah, and you're always supposed to know what she wants, even when she doesn't. But don't get it wrong.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, Edward. I don't bite you in the ass too.
Yeah.
You spent how much?
Crazy, ain't it? And if there's any ladies out there, we apologize. We're just dumb men. We can't help it, and we don't know no better. We're just trying to figure out the secret of your happiness. I'm making it worse instead of better.
There's no answer to that one, so yeah.
Oh man. But guys,
yeah, that's one of those.
Wouldn't you say we're fairly easy to make happy, Alan?
Guys are easy to make happy. Easy to make happy. We can't figure out ever how to make women happy, because it's, if we do it right one way, it's wrong the next time.
Yeah. And Mark, you're right to a certain degree. The only issue there is even if you do end up picking a place instead, you know, she'll never find something on the menu. Then she'll sit there and bitch about the menu, and yeah, it's a no-win situation any way you go with those. Josie, I don't know, man. Right now, the hardest thing is sitting for a long period of time or standing for a long period of time. So I honestly don't know, man. I'm gonna more than likely say probably not this year, but I don't know. I may be able to get out late season or something like that, depending on how things go. But as of right now, with the season coming up, it's not going to be anytime soon.
Mark, it's been my experience that they don't typically want to go anywhere. They want you to go get it and bring it home to them. That way, they don't have to get dressed or dolled up in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And then they get to eat. You have to pay for it, and they don't have to clean up a mess from in the kitchen.
Well, what I pulled earlier in the week, about an hour before I knew I was going to be hungry, I was like, guess where I'm going to take you tonight? Oh, you going to take me to such and so? Yep, I sure am. Okay, I'll go get ready.
That's absolutely brilliant, man. I wished I'd have thought of that. Don't ever say a place. Let her guess, right? And that's where you're going, right?
The other good one too is, tell them a time that you're leaving. We're going to leave at this time, and they still never have enough time to get ready. And you'll always end up leaving a half hour later or 45 minutes later. So always say a time earlier than you want to go, so you're more likely going to leave on time.
Yeah, we have a 5:30 reservation. That way you can get there by 7.
I throw up a proposition a lot of times where I'll be like, well, we could order this or go get this, or, something that's difficult and going to take a long time to make and stuff, basically the grocery store, and you can cook. And then she'll usually settle on the thing I wanted. Uh-oh, I got to be quiet now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I don't want that. I don't want that either, but I sure don't want to cook. So I think I'm going to end up just settling for this or that. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. She's going to get her phone, damn it. This conversation never happened.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
So yeah, the important thing is to always make your lady happy. When you think you've done enough, you do a little extra, because without a woman, we wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? Rob.
I was going to slap a kid today because it was his wedding day. He had the wedding. The whole party ended up dispersing. Everybody's leaving. We're one of the few people still there. And him and a couple of his buddies were talking about going fishing. And I'm like, come here. Let me just beat you over the head. What the hell's wrong with you? Well, what? We're just going to go fishing. And I'm like, did she want to go fishing? Well, no, she's going to go back to, then that's not what you're fucking doing.
Bless his heart. One time there was this couple getting married, and I happened to save packing peanuts at my work because we don't like to throw them in the regular trash, so we wait and put them in the dumpster. But so I had these like 3 huge bags of packing peanuts, and you know how you decorate the car and stuff when they're in there getting married and you getting it ready. We filled the car up with packing peanuts, and they open the door and these things start falling out, you know. And we're like, y'all need to clean that mess up. And they're like, we didn't do this. I'm like, well, you ain't got nothing else to do tonight, so get picking up those peanuts. That's one of the meanest things I've ever done, I think.
If you use real peanuts, you don't have to pick them up. Yeah, the animals get them.
If you ever send anything to Ebomi, use packing peanuts. He loves packing peanuts. Put as many in that dang box as you can and use the biggest box you can. He'll love you.
Especially if they're pink.
They didn't know they could open the door and fill a spray bottle with alcohol and it would just melt. They all just
Yeah. That or I have a headache. So you done kissing ass, Rob?
Bro, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't done anything I need to kiss ass for.
Uh-huh. Guessing she's
Right,
still in the
baby?
room.
Yeah, she's in the room. Lighting up my day. But, for the record, there's some ass I don't mind kissing,
So Jamie, you want to talk about the next Georgia Shooting Connections topic that's coming up?
Well, we hope that we are able to have a couple of guests on next Friday night to talk about these 22 challenges that a lot of folks have been doing, and CW's really into it. And Josie Wells, there ain't no explaining that, brother. It's simple. The 270 Winchester is the greatest cartridge in the history of all mankind. Period. No fan club, no explanation needed. That's just the way it is. And, so yeah, there's a lot of these, and Scotsman and Day at the Range uh, come out with this latest one that I've not done one yet. I've got some targets over there that I want to shoot. It's a 7-yard revolver challenge, and the one they've got out, Show Me the Money. It's you're actually hitting coins. Scotsman, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies has a perfect target already. So,
Yeah, I've seen a few of his videos. I don't know if he put another one out or not. If he did, I haven't seen it yet.
he flashed it on Hillbilly last night. He has a perfect target. So,
Nice.
22 can be difficult because of the ammunition's not always really great, and I think that's the biggest hindrance to those type challenges. But that's just my thoughts.
No, and it definitely is. 22 is. I don't want to say it inherently inaccurate, but the ammunition is inherently not always the best. So it can cause you a lot of issues downrange, especially at distance. So most of these challenges are all at 50 yards.
So there's Bearded Seabait. Hey, buddy. This is the thing, though, and I think there's good intent going on here. I think the idea is get people out, get them shooting, and 22 is pretty much an affordable round to go shoot and shoot a lot of it. But at the same time, we got to. Some of these guys are spending way too dang much money on 22 rifles, in my opinion. But that's not me to judge. And they're a 6-year Texan. Howdy, partner. But I really like that target you came up with, Scotsman. That's really cool.
Yeah, I gave him the basic premise of what I wanted to do, and then he went ahead and put the design together with it. So it's pretty cool. And then I just threw a link out there. So it's basically part of this challenge that we came up with is a fundraiser to help out a couple different charities. So that's part of it as well. So it brings a little bit of awareness to that.
Probably so, Josie. I think it's for rimfire.
No, I mean 22 Hornet's fine. You can do it, dude. It'll be all right. The idea is to get up and shoot, man. Get out on the range and shoot. If you shoot something that's a little bit different, you'll just be in a different class. There's multiple classes. So if you're shooting a high-end rifle, you're in a little bit different class versus an old school rifle, a whole different class. Semi-auto is its own class, and so on and so forth. So there's air rifle. There's all kinds of classes out there. So.
It's a good thing to get out. It really is. I need to do more of it. I need to get.
That's what these challenges are designed to do. They're designed to, have some fun with it and get more people on the range, man.
I think using 22 is probably a good thing because, you know, most people in the guns own at least 122. So, in theory, it should be pretty, you know, pretty easy for people to get along with, or go along with, I should say. And it's affordable. So if you're gonna, just go to mess around or something like that, then 22 is the way to go.
Yep. Yeah, the target we came up with, it's a heavy target round. You're putting I think it's 40 or 41 rounds downrange, so you're putting a good box of ammo downrange pretty much.
Yeah, Chris from the 740 waiting on parts. Hey, bud, I hope we get to see you going out and shooting some of these challenges, buddy. If you will, I will, Chris. How about that? I think Chris has probably got the same problem I do. He's just trying to do too much during the day's time. I mean, the man's running his own business. He's a married man. Needs to be taking care of his home life. And I know we joke about making women happy and all that kind of stuff, but I think when us as men, we get too involved in too many different things and we wind up leaving our wives sitting at home by themselves way too much of the time. So, but
no, we definitely have a bad habit of kind of do too much.
yeah. Like I told my boss the other day, I ain't got time to work a full-time job anymore. Come on, Alan. That was funny, man.
Yeah, it was. It was.
He had the same look you did. He didn't think it was funny either.
Heck, how many
Takes
hours
me a second to snap out of that. Say again.
How many hours you averaging this time?
Right now, I'm only doing like 50 hours a week. That's it. 50, 55, honestly, 55. So, yeah, we're not all that busy right yet. It's right around the corner though. I see it in my company every year. Summertime, guys are out using their equipment. And if they break stuff, then we're there to get them parts, but it's right around the corner though from getting back up into my 65, 70 hour weeks.
Yeah, I can imagine you'll be doing longer days in the winter for sure.
Well, yeah, on the Instagrams, I see more of the CB stuff during winter a lot, where it's just like, can you believe this? Look at this crap. Like, well, spent the last 8 hours tearing this entire thing down, It's a lot of work. Not something I'd be wanting to do for a living.
Yeah, some of the things he gets into are pretty crazy.
6-shooter Texan, that's a topic unto itself, and we've talked about it on here and on Georgia Shooting Connection. Range idiots. We've all got them. We've all talked about them. And this is the bad thing about that is if you go to a range and you can't spot the idiot that's there, guess what? It may be you. I certainly hope not.
Yeah, I know the frozen beard problem, man. I'm right there with you. I've had that many times. It's not fun when you're pulling icicles up your beard.
Although it was by far better than with a beard during winter than to be like this. It's terrible. Absolutely horrible. I would definitely like my face protection back.
I understand, sir. You have a beard like this, and all of a sudden you clean shave it like Allen. That feels like you got ice packed on it.
Yeah.
Ski masks are cheap.
Yeah, they are.
Plus, you put one on, everybody leaves you alone.
I'm gonna say you've seen Allen, right? With him with a ski mask on, probably gonna end up getting arrested.
Yeah, I get a lot of attention with those guys and the shiny things on their shirts.
Screw that beard. Nope, no shave.
SCB got some interesting concepts about the range. It's easy to sit there and judge them when we ought to be helping them.
No, you can try to help them, but that's the thing. And then if they don't take your help, then that's a whole nother ballgame. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point or another, all of us have done stupid shit on a range. I've actually done stupid shit on a range and videoed it and put it on YouTube. Because the channel's real. I'm not just gonna fake anything. I've done stupid stuff on ranges too. But especially when you can tell some of the newer people, even at real well-regulated ranges, you can tell people that are new and so forth. And a lot of times those people are more apt to be able to take some advice than others. But some of the people are just headstrong and just think they know better.
Yep. Yeah, and CB is right. There's usually that one guy that thinks they know it all and will make it worse. But you can only do what you can do. But yeah, we'll start going through the room. So Rob, what you got, brother?
I don't have anything. Thanks for the invite. Have a great night, everybody, and catch you next time.
Any advice for folks going out to eat?
I don't know. I guess if you're going to a new place, be prepared not to be happy, And obviously, safe bets always get the salad. Eat a salad.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. Jamie, what you got, brother?
Dude, my weekend is complete now. I heard Rob say, eat a salad. I mean, that made my day. It's so cool to hear him say that. Man, thanks for having me. And I got to do a video on these reloading die lock rings that I got from this company. And I like them. And I think y'all will too. But we'll get that up. And then I'm trying to figure out color case hardening. Do I want to try to get into that, or do I want to send the receiver off and have it done, or I just want to polish it up and whatever? I think I'm just going to polish it up and let it go. But thanks for having me, and y'all check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel. We appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Always good having you on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next Friday. Should be a good one. Hopefully, we'll have a couple of good guests on there to liven it up a little bit and let people know more about these challenges and what's going on. So, should be pretty good.
Absolutely.
Appreciate everyone out in the side chat. We had a lot of off the wall kind of conversations, and that's all right. That's kind of what happens around here. So, nothing wrong with that. So, appreciate everyone out in the side chat. And Alan, take us out right, brother.
Oh, well, I may or may not end up having my eye on a color case hardened big boy in a 44, but may not happen right away simply because of some things that I had to accomplish recently. But, you know, if I do sell more copies of my Astrophysics for Antisocials book, that would help me out. That would help me out. I'm not providing a link because we don't sell anything on this channel, YouTube. Suck it. But other than that, there's just one thing that I need to do, and that's to remind you to keep them magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!